All right, we have a quorum. And we have one member, our chairman, who is coming in by Zoom, one member absent. Approval of minutes. Does anyone have any changes proposed to the minutes?
Before you do that, we should probably vote or whatever on acting chair and acting secretary.
Okay.
Warren as secretary can stay secretary, just nominate an acting chair between you two.
Oh, okay. Well, you would be the acting chair. Sure. Okay. I nominate Chris, acting chair. All in favor?
Aye.
Was there a second to that?
Charles Wilson.
All opposed? No one's opposed.
Ryan, you good with that?
Sounds good to me.
That was an aye.
All right, you can stay from running the meeting.
No, that'll be quiet.
All right, approval of the minutes from the September 11th meeting. I read through them. I didn't really see anything. Oh, no, did you?
Few little minor, nothing worth
Oxford commas,
that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I move we approve the minutes from last month's meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Public comment items on the agenda. Everyone here is in report business. So we'll move on to items for discussion. Airport construction projects. We'll start with the 1230 displace threshold.
Displace threshold, there's some pavement repairs that need to be done in the new section. We did mention that last month. The contractor will be out next week to do that. So for probably most of the work week, it'll be closed. They're gonna dig out 3 panels, re-pour them. And hopefully they last a little bit longer.
Like that leaves.
Other than that, things are still where they have been with everything else.
Pavement maintenance.
725-1230 payment maintenance. We're waiting for the go letter from the FAA. We do have a work order with McClure that we're ready to sign, but until we get the go letter, what I'm asking for the commission to do is authorize the chair to sign the work order as opposed to actually approving it tonight. I don't think there's any issue. FAA's seen it and has blessed the work order itself, but we don't have the go letter for the project and just want to wait till we have that.
Will we get one until during the shutdown?
They have been sending them out, so they've been doing a little bit of work. I'm not sure why we don't have ours yet, but we'll get it. And when we do, we'll forward.
So do you need a resolution to authorize the chair to sign as opposed to a resolution approving the?
There's actually.
It's right here.
Page 8 is,
Resolution.
yeah,
Want me to read it?
go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay. Resolution authorizing chairperson to sign task order number 1 with McClure Engineering Company for professional services related to airfield pavements, maintenance runways 725 West End and 1230 improvements.
Second.
Roll call. Ryan.
Aye. Are here.
Aye.
Warren.
Aye.
Chris. Aye. Electra absent.
And just to clarify, because I think my agenda is a little off, these are design bid services. A contract for the construction side will occur later.
Yeah. Right. All right. Iowa DOT grants.
Nothing new on the T. Henry building. Adam and I were talking about costs and how things are shaping up and how many units we're looking at. So we're still in that 6 to 8 or 9, depending on how much loan money and debt money we want to have attached to it. So I don't think we're gonna do a whole lot until the next couple of months, but
yeah, just figure things out so that we're ready when.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wildlife mitigation study. I know CJ stopped in the office yesterday or the day before and had a few just follow-up questions on maintenance and what we do and who's in charge of what, because he's starting to work on the reports that he can work on, parts of the report that he can work on that's not data driven. Like all reports, there's background info and who does what. And so he's working on that. They're just still collecting animal data. He said he has seen a number of deer out here, so
On field.
on field. So,
Really? I've never seen deer here.
Oh, man, I have.
On field.
I was landing one night, pitch black, and suddenly a herd of deer, just as my wheels touched down, a herd of deer ran across the runway. I don't know how I missed it.
Boy, you have given me nightmare fuel the last week.
I jammed on the brakes.
You almost
In
had,
my case, pulled on the brakes.
so, yeah, that's.
so we can expect to have some wildlife listed and recommendations for how to deal with it, fencing, things like that.
Yeah, well, and I imagine that the report will, I imagine the observation will change as the season.
Oh, yeah,
changes.
yeah.
They'll see.
Yeah, they've got like 6 months of data, this watching to go.
Any other interesting things he's mentioned?
Not that he's mentioned.
Notice on Taxway Alpha, there's an awful lot of stuff that looks like dog. Must be like, it's a coyote that's out there.
There are coyotes in the
Yeah.
other side of it. Yeah, he did mention coyotes, like, yeah, there's typically a family that lives in the creek bed.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I think I've seen.
We see it.
Really, in the time that I've been here, the only thing that we've ever had a true issue with that actually hit were birds.
Yeah.
But that's most airports.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of our friends hit a deer in Fort Madison earlier this year.
Oof.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That was a battle.
Might be why they're working on a fence project.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's the wildlife study.
it'd be really interesting to see that report.
Yeah. I will be intrigued as well. Airport operations, IPIB, open meetings training. Jennifer and I had talked, now that everybody's been through the training, to offer like a debrief. If there are any follow-up questions or whatever. The one thing that when I went through the first session that they talked about was doing blind copy into the emails. So like you send the email to myself and blind copy everybody else. That eliminates kind of that option for reply all. Presuming I remember to do that, I'm going to start doing that with general communication. So if you see something, just if it's sent directly to you, you will be the individual that's sent to. Otherwise, if it's sent to me and you're getting a blind copy, you'll see my name in the to list. And just know it is going to everybody, and if you have questions, you can always reach out, but I think that's one way I'm gonna start minimizing the risk of reply all.
Yeah.
That's what I've done the work for a long time.
If there's anything else, did you have anything, Jennifer, you wanted to throw in there?
Yeah, I think the one other thing, kind of from the training and then our office internally has just been talking about these things, just a reminder about. The agenda items that are really set up just to receive information versus deliberate, so like. The public comment, which really, that doesn't really apply very often here, but if there was public comment. The commission would receive the information and not respond. You could ask clarifying questions. And then in our, I guess the ones that probably do apply are like commission member reports and the staff reports. Those are receiving information versus having a conversation or deliberating. So just kind of a reminder about that. And that's just because what the things that are being shared aren't on the agenda. So if there's some kind of discussion about it, the public isn't able to be here if they want to be. And then I think just if there was any questions that anybody had from any of the trainings, Mike and I were. Obviously, you can ask us those at any times.
Was there anything? I mean, obviously, there's not gonna be anything fascinating, but is there anything from the city attorney's office's perspective that we received in the training that like your interpretation might be a little bit different from what they provided, or is it? I mean, it's pretty cut and dry, but it's.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think, and I think we were pretty confident, that. Pretty much across the board, all the boards and commissions are doing, an adequate job putting on their agenda. Enough notice so people know, but no, I would say there isn't really anything that we. Would interpret differently than.
Okay, then what was present? We post stuff. Yeah, I figured that was what it was.
Yeah, so we have because it's here, we have a spot on the bulletin board for the same stuff for this. We put the agenda up there, and then it gets posted out top of the rest of the agendas.
Yeah.
Plus it's online. But those notices are electronic. But everybody has gone through the training. Chris just sent me your certificate today, and sent me electors. I will have everybody's certificates. I think internally, the city is still deciding how to say no on that, where to say it. Yeah, basically whose file cabinet it all goes into. So that's, I should hopefully be the last year.
And my understanding is if you were then to serve on another board and commission, you don't, once you've done the training, you're done. You don't have to take it again.
Ever, right? Like it was a
Yes.
one-time thing?
Correct.
Okay.
I think the state changing the law.
Well, true.
Yeah. Pray they don't.
Okay. Budget FY 27 budget submittal. I know Warren and I went through the budget earlier this afternoon. We've done email stuff and finally had a chance to sit down and catch everything. Ryan, I know you've been in the email chain. Generally speaking, status quo budget, like we've talked about the last couple of years. This budget does have a surplus of just under $30,000. The one thing that it's also going to have is there will be some other additional revenue that is not allocated in here because there will be a couple of big contracts that undergo a CIP revision during the fiscal year. OPL and Jet Air's operating agreement. So I don't have that revenue calculated. I'm sure Matt wants. That's like, no.
Yeah.
Let's look at just the last 12 months as opposed to the last 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So that revenue is currently unaccounted for. So we'll have a little bit of breathing room beyond that 29,000 for pop-up stuff or other needs that show up. Generally speaking, this year, FY 26, FY 27, and FY 28 are years where we wanted to have the really large surpluses to get our fund level back up to a halfway decent level. And I think in the interim, we could still talk about maybe some smaller upkeep items to do, but once we hit essentially FY 28 and beyond, we could start, showing a little bit less of a surplus and doing a few more things.
Remind me about the insurance premium kerfluffle that we encountered like a year ago, that it went up unexpectedly and then we were expecting to go up again.
Yep.
Any impact from that?
I mean, outside of, we have like $50,000 worth of insurance bills that we have to account for
Over
the entire year. No, I got updated numbers from our risk manager, insurance person, so those should be organized and allocated and
Okay. But we're not taking a
accurate.
massive hit, a massive increase.
I
Because
mean,
it went up.
not any more than anybody else's. Like we're not gonna have an unexpected, well, we're not gonna have a cost that we just didn't catch. It would truly be unexpected to us. And
Okay. We might be surprised together.
yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, when I looked at the budget, there's things I mentioned something like that. I was surprised at, mainly probably because I never scrutinized it to this degree before, but I'm shocked at how much the city charges us for IT services.
So
$24,000.
I am as well.
I think we have 3 computers. Yours, the one is there's 4. Okay, maybe
Internet connectivity, I'm willing to pass, but
I mean, I wonder, is this something we can?
don't say it. The answer is no, but
Negotiate?
I was gonna say do our, I thought you were gonna say do ourselves. I'm like.
No, negotiate was the word I was.
It is a little, it did shock me with like, if you assume 100 grand per salary, that it's quarter FTE to maintain 4 years, but. You know,
In that case, if you considered replacement value of every computer a year, that's, I mean,
Wouldn't even come close to.
yeah,
No,
Yeah.
$5,000.
I mean,
Worst
it's 12,000 for computers and 12,000 for IT for network, so.
how much is that?
$12,000.
Mike, how many times a year would you say you call tech support?
Depends on what's going on. How many times somebody complains that the flight instructor stations aren't talking to the simulator.
Yeah,
That's twice a year, so.
I mean, it just depends. The IT also is our data backup, our server storage and our camera storage and like.
Oh, okay. Okay,
But-
camera storage, I can start to understand. How many cameras do we have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras with like 18 different screens.
Okay, I can start to understand.
Yeah, well, you're the IT.
Like most of the cameras are 180-degree visions cameras. So you get the full like floor screens.
when you buy
It's
a
not
new
webcam,
camera,
it's
does that come out of that
security.
fund? Or is that just their services to service them?
No, that's everything. So that's replacement. And
Okay,
I can start to understand that then. Okay,
I would think we could certainly demand premium service for it. So when we have a computer that doesn't work well, you know. So it can be 80286 when they get in.
that's a throwback.
It is.
I would imagine that there's some formulaic type way that they're arriving at that, and maybe,
Yeah,
maybe there's a way to.
I forgot about.
square footage.
I didn't look at the cameras to go, that makes a lot more sense. Those cameras aren't cheap either, so, okay. All right,
All right. No, I haven't.
so you need a motion to submit our budget?
yes, if everybody's okay with the submittal, or if there's any other questions on what's in there, happy to answer. The nice thing about the system that the city has now is all of those notes can stay in there years, so. I don't have to recreate all of that and remember what we did year to year. That's why like some of those are pretty well defined and others just like you don't. Yes.
Well,
Because I've had years of tracking.
Mhm, yeah,
I'll move that we submit the FY 27 budget as you presented to us.
awesome, then. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Temporary access agreement with Hills Bank. Hills Bank is doing some more work over by the pond and the slope where there's things that their land meets the pond, and I think they're doing a little bit more riprap and some tree clearing, so they have access, they have asked us for access because it's our ground. I don't have any problems with it, we did this a few years ago, so it's kind of a similar thing. If everybody's okay, we just need a resolution to approve that agreement.
I move that we consider a resolution approving an agreement with Hills Bank for grounds access.
I will second.
Roll call, Judy,
I,
Warren, hi, Chris, hi, Brian.
Aye.
All right, that takes care of that, and we are down to events. Climate Fest, have we had a meeting since Climate Fest?
No,
Okay. Climate Fest went really well. The Monday that we had stuff out here was really busy. Everybody was happily impressed with the number, the turnout. Gave a couple of tours of the solar array. They did some artwork with the sun and light, and I made a nice little airplane with my template. I think I've got it hanging on the side of my cabinet. But yeah, it was still that solar array is going to be one of the best things we've ever done.
I have no question.
Other than that, autocross, the car guys are here in a couple of weeks. And that will wrap up our year.
have they said anything about the shape of it for next year, whether they just.
Not
wanna
yet.
do it? Okay,
So,
Couple pre-stall sites, we'll find out.
I mean, at this point, the area that's paved in around that storm pipe, they've already been avoiding. So it's not like that's brand new, but it's just getting to be super tore up out there.
Is it torn up because of them or is it torn up because?
No, it's torn up just because.
Yeah, yeah,
Like concrete, if you maintain concrete, even at its best, like it still degrades, but when you do literally nothing, it's amazing how fast nature absolutely demolishes it.
Mhm.
And that's what's happening out there.
Okay.
We do absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
Um.
Does the city do, I think I've asked you this before, for like our other areas, thinking of that we do wanna maintain. Do they do like a hot mix stuff? Crack sealing themselves, or do they hire it out?
It depends on the project. Like they have the equipment and material to do some smaller projects, and we've had them come out and do like the DNA.
Sure, yeah,
But it always is a trade-off on how much willingness they're able to do it, because they
sure,
tend to absorb the cost,
gotcha. Sure, I was curious when you,
so.
the IT services would do it, or.
They should.
No.
Met IT people,
No, I'm just kidding.
they're
No, I'm
manual labor.
just curious. I noticed some cracks and stuff that's like, well, it'd be handy if we had something.
Make some state money and buy one, how do you guys do?
If you had the stuff. I don't know how hard it is.
I wish the state funded that stuff. 'Cause I-
Well, what do other airports do? Do their streets or whatever come out? And because I noticed I go to Galesburg and there's like nothing there, but like every time there's a crack, there's like the whole thing's covered in tar. I'm like,
So I'll tell you, the majority of airports do nothing and they just let it get to a point where it's bad enough that they can actually do a project with it, which kind of stinks. Airport or cities that have the equipment, they'll try to get public works crews to come out and do stuff. Depending on, the airport situation, like there's a lot of small ones that come up that I encourage staff or the airport manager or someone to even just get like some sticks of sealant from Menards and try to get something in there to help keep it from getting worse. So it all just kind of,
okay, I was
depends.
curious. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'd even be willing to, I'm sure there's a mechanism in the city, but I'd even be willing to help contribute to the cost of having streets.
Yeah.
Do stuff like that, cost sharing agreements and stuff like that. It's all monopoly money once you're
Pizza.
within the organization.
My turn.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Did you fly that plane?
No,
No,
I went out
I saw,
talking.
I saw you walking in. I was like, dude,
I know the guy who has that.
that's beautiful.
It's awesome. It's awesome. But
Oh, the Twin Beach.
yeah, it's out there. Yeah, yeah, it's from Amy.
Ah.
And I sent a message regarding maintenance to a lot of looking at the or is looking from here at the airplanes, and we gotta get better at our window cleaning. Like, kids have been up here apparently, but I mean, it's overdue. So anyway, but no, airport wise, we mowing obviously has slowed down, being spent the last couple days doing hauling dirt back and forth, trying to fill holes and everything like that. You should see an area out there that he did. Trying to get some of it more smooth for mowers and things like that. There's a lot of just ruts on road areas. Maintenance wise, there's not a lot else that's big. It'd be nice next summer it'd probably be next summer again. We're out at the viewing area. It just takes we're in a huge amount of mulch for that viewing area. I think we did like 2 truckloads last year.
Oh, yeah.
But we haven't done it really, other than that, but it's down one ways.
Could you power wash the sign that says the airport?
The airport, so.
Because
Good.
it's, you can't see it.
Mhm.
It's faded so much into the colors.
We've asked about that, because Parks, I was asking Parks what they do for their other side, when they didn't give us. They apparently, I don't know if the other ones just don't have the same problem. We noticed on ours, it's the one direction too, I think it's the north facing side. side where you really can't see, Iowa City doesn't stand out unless it's nighttime lights on. We don't have water out there. Is the other thing, so we looked at, I think we pressure washed it with our tank one time, but it didn't get enough pressure to like
Do anything?
do it.
Because Coralville
Yeah,
has that same kind of rock type stuff for a lot of places and on the corner of the Coralville Strip there. They've gotten rid of all of that,
you grind somehow.
the grind, but I assume it was power wash.
I don't know if there's a solution that you could use, I mean, we've talked about if we had a solution that actually cut it to try to coat it,
Chloride.
etch it. It needs to be etched with something pretty extreme, really, actually. Do that off. But yeah, I've noticed the same thing. I'd like to see something different. I need to follow up. It was last summer, I think, that I sent them a message and asked them about it.
Ask Coralville what
We
they're
need to
doing.
ask Corbin what they're doing, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it from a maintenance perspective. Do you know, we planning on painting the care door next summer?
That's gonna be next season. I'm not
Next
sure
season.
when.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's what you were saying. I thought you had a lead on that.
Yeah, by the time I talked with the guy that, or with the guy that did the Norchi hangers, after the fiscal year changed over, he was pretty much booked up for the year.
Gotcha. Okay. That's good. Activity wise, the airport's been really busy all around. So lots of activity on flight training and charter flights, and air events and game day traffic has been pretty normal, not like stellar or anything like that, but fine. And then like I say, it's for this community, you get days you just don't anticipate, and that's when you end up having constant traffic for whatever reason. That's been good.
Somebody has a wedding, all of a sudden you get 8 airplanes out.
Yeah,
Yes.
we thought it was gonna be an easy weekend, it was a non-game weekend, so we didn't staff up, and then somebody got married and had people visit. And it was just as busy as game day.
Wow.
So anyway,
If that many pilots coming to your wedding, it
yeah,
might be a really good wedding.
but it was probably a really good one. I was not right. Other than that, then I see on there the hangar door replacement thing was next, but other than that, I don't have anything unless anybody else has any questions, like.
No questions. Do we need to say anything more about the hangar during the November discussion last?
No, not unless you want a summary. I don't think Ryan was here for the discussion. So the quick summary is Jet Air is gonna replace that door on hangar Mike. And in exchange, we're giving Jet Air 20 more years of ground lease on hangar November. The rest of the terms stay the same, so their cost increase that comes up in the next couple of years still happens. Just the lease gets a lease.
Yep. Any further discussion?
Did you decide which door you want to do?
Yeah, we're boarded the Kinsey door, so they're gonna,
That's the one that,
it's, it's different.
it's a different one.
Yeah, it's different. I like this design a lot better than actually either of the ones that we currently have out there. The power lift, the brand new building, the power lift door, which was very competitive and a really good door. It goes out 90 degrees of the building, so it does pull the building some. But I mean, they've got it engineered well, and I don't, the biggest reason against that for where this is was just. It goes out further into the taxiway area, and that building is even closer to the taxiway. So, well, it's in the middle, like it's not in the end, there's one, so this Kinsey door is neat, but it comes up and it pivots. So half the door ends up being inside the building and half of it's outside the building, so it never actually swings as far forward.
Right.
And it also is self-supporting, so it's not hanging on the building. And from a wind load perspective, it's also not hanging out the side when it is.
So it sort of balances on like a setter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they call it an offset pivot door, yeah. So it's kind of the merge between the two that are out there right now. The one on Hangar November is a higher power door, and it's does the same thing except it goes up on its track. So this has even less moving parts, less replacement parts, hopefully. But they're all hydraulic doors are a million times better than what we have out there. So, yeah.
So, I move we set a resolution, or we make a resolution setting a public hearing for amendments to corporate hangar lease, hangar M. And Iowa City Municipal Airport ground lease for hangar November. dated August 16, 2016, between the Iowa City Airport Commission and January.
That is not the correct date for the public hearing. That is definitely a typo.
That's the lease.
Oh,
That's
the-
gonna
the
be
lease
Tuesday.
okay, okay,
So that's,
okay.
yeah,
public hearing will be at the next one.
Yeah.
Okay,
All set. Judy,
yes.
Warren,
Aye.
Chris, I, Brian.
Aye.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Commission member reports. Anything? No. All right, staff report.
it's October, it's budget season.
Next meeting is November
15.
13th, and I am pretty certain.
I'll be there.
I should be there.
Yes, I will not be there. Ryan, are you, do you happen to know if you'll be here November 13th?
Finally, yes.
Okay.
So we at least have three for now.
Yeah, you have at least three.
Should-
Okay. I move we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.